As my heir, William now assumes the Scottish titles which have meant so much to me. He succeeds me as Duke of Cornwall and takes on the responsibilities for the Duchy of Cornwall, which I have undertaken for more than 5 decades. It is a lesson I learned from a young age from my father and my grandfather, both committed naturalists in their own right, and also from my much-missed grandmother, who cared so much for the natural world. Something big just happened inside the royal palace. And it's a moment that has surprised the whole world. After months of people asking questions and worrying about his health, King Charles smiled and waved to crowds this morning, a day after spending time in hospital dealing with side effects from his cancer treatment. The King's motorcade was spotted leaving Clarence House. He's heading out of London for the weekend, and the palace says the King's side effects prompted doctors to bring him in for observation, and he had to cancel some events as a precaution. King Charles has finally spoken, and what he said left many in shock. The King, who has been quietly struggling with his health, made a sad and serious announcement. He is stepping back from his royal duties, and this time it seems real. For years, there were whispers, little signs here and there, but no one expected it to happen this soon. Now the world is watching as the crown begins to shift. Prince William, the King's oldest son, is now stepping into the spotlight, and not just for a speech or a quick royal visit. This time, he's taking on something much bigger. He's preparing himself for the biggest job of all, becoming the new king. People close to the palace say William has been training for this role for years. He's calm, smart, and ready, but no one thought he would have to step up so soon. So what happened behind the palace walls? What made King Charles decide now was the time to step aside? Is this about his health getting worse, or was there some secret reason we don't know yet? And most importantly, what kind of king will Prince William be? In this video, we're diving deep into the emotional decision made by King Charles and how it's changing everything for the royal family. From hidden family moments to public appearances, you'll see how Prince William is quickly rising to take the lead. So stay with us as we uncover the truth behind King Charles's sad announcement and what it means now that Prince William takes center stage. King Charles's health, the truth behind the rumors. For a long time, people across the UK and even around the world were quietly wondering what's going on with King Charles. Something felt off, but no one was sure what it was. Usually, the king would be seen at many public events, opening ceremonies, charity visits, royal tours, and other official duties, but suddenly he started appearing less and less. People began to notice that he was missing from places where he was normally always present. The royal family has been attempting to refocus attention to their charity work following Princess Kate and the King's recent hospital admissions. A visit to Belfast today, the Queen said her husband is doing very well during his cancer treatment. At a time when the royal family was expected to show unity and strength, King Charles's absence stood out like a missing piece in a puzzle. Some royal fans began asking questions. Where is the king? Why isn't he at this event? Is he okay? Social media started filling up with guesses and concerns, and it wasn't just about him not showing up. Photos of the king that did come out made people even more worried. In some pictures, he looked thinner. In others, he looked tired or pale. Some even said his eyes looked sad, like something was really bothering him. At first, Buckingham Palace stayed silent. They didn't release any big statements. They didn't talk about any illness or medical condition. This silence made things worse. When the palace says nothing, it usually means something serious is going on, but they're not ready to talk about it yet. That only added to the rumors and made the public even more anxious. For weeks and months, the royal family continued their normal duties. Other members, like Queen Camilla, Prince William, and Princess Kate, were seen out and about, but still, no King Charles. And each time he was missing, more and more people began to believe that something very real and very serious was happening behind closed doors. And then finally, it happened. The palace released a video. In it, King Charles sat calmly, wearing a suit and speaking to the public from what looked like a royal office or study. The lighting was soft. His face looked calm but tired. You could see it in his eyes. He had something important to say. With a slow and steady voice, the king began talking about his health. He didn't go into deep detail, but he shared enough to confirm what many had feared. Yes, he had been facing health issues, Yes, it was serious enough for him to step back from his royal work. King Charles III is giving a rare personal update on his health. While meeting with community members outside of the town hall, Charles is asked about his health as he continues to undergo cancer treatment and replies, "I'm not too bad," per Express News. He wasn't just taking a break. This wasn't a quick rest or a holiday. This was something bigger. He said he needed time to focus on treatment and healing. He also wanted the royal family and the people of the United Kingdom to prepare for what's coming next. Though he didn't say the exact words, everyone understood King Charles was slowly preparing to pass the crown. The moment was quiet, but powerful. Watching the king speak so honestly, yet so softly, was emotional for many viewers. Some felt tears in their eyes, others felt respect for the king's bravery. It's not easy for someone who has waited a lifetime to become king to suddenly say, "I need to let go." Royal experts, people who have studied the royal family for years, quickly began discussing what this really meant. Many believe that King Charles may be facing a long-term health battle. Some say it could be cancer or another serious illness, though nothing official has been confirmed. It's clear that the king's health isn't just a small concern. It's something that could change the royal family forever. And this is where things started to move very quickly. With the king stepping back, someone had to step forward. The monarchy can't stand still. It must always keep moving. And so Prince William began stepping into the spotlight. But before we get to William's role, let's stay with King Charles a little longer, because his choice, while sad, was also deeply thoughtful. He could have kept quiet for longer. He could have stayed behind the scenes and let people keep guessing. But instead, he made a choice to be open, honest, and humble. He showed the world that even kings are human. Even someone who holds power and wears a crown can feel tired, can feel weak, can get sick, and most importantly, can make a wise choice for the future, even if it means stepping aside. Behind the palace walls, it's believed that the decision wasn't made overnight. Sources close to the royal household say that King Charles spent weeks thinking, talking to doctors, and speaking privately with his family. Queen Camilla has reportedly been his strongest support system during this time. She stood beside him, helped him through the difficult talks, and encouraged him to make the decision that was best for his health and for the country. And let's not forget the emotional weight of this moment. King Charles waited over 70 years to become king. After decades waiting in the wings, King Charles finally has his crown. Surrounded by thousands of his troops and watched by millions in the UK and across the world, the man tradition says is divinely chosen, followed a long line of kings and queens to ascend the throne. He spent almost his entire life preparing for this role, and just a short time after finally wearing the crown, he is now stepping back. That's not just sad, it's heartbreaking. But it also shows a kind of strength that not everyone has. It takes courage to walk away from something you love, to accept your limits, and to trust someone else to carry the crown forward. As he ended his video message, King Charles thanked the people for their support. He said he still hoped to be around to guide and help when needed, but for now, he would focus on getting better. The camera stayed on him for a moment. His eyes looked into the lens like he was looking straight at the people watching, and then the video faded to black. In that moment, one chapter closed and a new one began. Now the attention turned to Prince William, the next leader, the next king, and the person who must now carry the weight of both the crown and the people's hopes. Prince William steps into the spotlight. Prince William has always known that this day would come. As the oldest son of King Charles and the late Princess Diana, the crown was always meant for him one day. From the time he was a little boy, people around the world knew this child is going to be king someday. And for his whole life, William has been preparing for that very moment. But even with all the training, lessons, and years of experience, no one expected it to come this soon. When King Charles shared the emotional news about his health, the royal world shifted. Everything changed in an instant. The spotlight quickly turned to Prince William, and from that moment on, all eyes were on him. Without wasting any time, Prince William stepped forward and began doing more royal duties. He attended important royal meetings, stood beside key political leaders, and represented the crown at events both big and small. He didn't hesitate. He didn't complain. He understood the seriousness of the moment and handled it with grace. He started giving speeches on behalf of the royal family. His words were calm and clear. People noticed how his voice sounded strong but not cold. Coronations are a declaration of our hopes for the future, and I know she's up there fondly keeping an eye on us, and she'd be a very proud mother. He didn't sound like someone who wanted power. He sounded like someone who wanted to serve, and that made a big difference in how the public saw him. As the days went by, Prince William became more and more visible. He was seen talking to world leaders, attending charity events, and showing up at official ceremonies. He slowly became the new face of the monarchy. News channels started showing more of him. Magazines featured his photos on their covers, and royal fans everywhere began to say, "Prince William is stepping up." But it wasn't just what he did, it was how he did it. William didn't look nervous or unsure. Instead, he looked steady, confident, prepared. It was as if all the years of waiting, learning, and watching had shaped him into exactly the kind of leader the royal family needs right now. Even more touching was how his wife, Princess Kate, supported him through it all. Though she has been facing her own health struggles recently, she continued to stand by his side with love and quiet strength. Whenever they appeared together, people could see the bond they shared. It wasn't just a royal partnership, it was a real, loving team. Their presence together sent a strong message to the world. The future of the royal family is not only safe, it's strong. As Prince William kept showing up and taking charge, the public began to speak. People online started saying things like, "Maybe the new king is already here," or "William is ready, this is his time." Even those who usually don't follow royal news began to notice. Many said that William had the heart of his mother, Princess Diana, and the duty of his father, King Charles. It was like he carried both their legacies inside him. That's why he connected so easily with people. He wasn't trying to be perfect. He was just being himself, and that was enough. "I shall endeavor to serve you with loyalty, respect, and love as I have throughout my life." Through it all, Prince William never made a big deal about himself. He didn't act proud or overly formal. He just kept working, day by day, duty by duty, and the more he did, the more people began to trust him. The royal family is going through a time of big change. There's worry, there's sadness, but also there's hope. And much of that hope is resting on the shoulders of Prince William. And so far, he's carrying it with quiet strength and a steady heart. What this means for the royal family: the sudden shift in the royal family has left everyone feeling a little shaken. No one expected things to change so quickly, and for our royal family, this change has been an emotional roller coaster. With King Charles stepping back due to health concerns, the entire family has had to adjust to a new reality. This isn't just about the king's health. It's about the future of the monarchy and the role everyone will play moving forward. For Queen Camilla, this has been an especially emotional time. As a wife, she has stood beside King Charles through thick and thin. But now, she's not just supporting him as his partner. She's also stepping up as a leader behind the scenes. Queen Camilla has been playing a crucial role in helping her husband manage his health struggles. While she hasn't been in the spotlight as much as Prince William, she has been quietly guiding him and offering strength when needed. Camilla's calm, steady presence has been a source of comfort not just for King Charles, but for the entire royal family. As the focus shifts to Prince William, Queen Camilla is also helping him adjust to the increased responsibilities that have come his way. With King Charles stepping back, Prince William is taking on more duties, and Camilla has been there to offer advice, wisdom, and support. It's not an easy role to take on, but with Camilla's experience and her knowledge of the royal family's traditions, she's becoming a steady hand in this time of change. But it's not just about King Charles and Queen Camilla. Prince Harry, William's younger brother, has also found himself in the news. Harry may have stepped back from his royal duties and moved to America. Prince Harry and Meghan stepped down from royal duties last year and moved to the United States. The couple, who are expecting their second child, have been stripped of their patronages and honorary titles, which will be returned to the Queen and distributed elsewhere in the royal family. But that doesn't mean he's entirely out of the picture. The world is wondering, will Harry return to the UK to support his family during this difficult time? Will he step in to help in the absence of his father? Although Harry has distanced himself from the royal spotlight, the change in leadership has made many people wonder whether this is a moment for him to step back in. It's a complicated situation and one that people are eagerly watching to see unfold. Then there are the younger royal children. Prince George, Princess Charlotte, and Prince Louis are still very young, but they're growing up in a time of great change. Even though they're not yet old enough to understand the full scope of what's happening, they are certainly aware that something big is going on. They've seen their grandfather, King Charles, step back, and their uncle, Prince William, take on more responsibility. These children are learning about duty, family, and leadership in a way that few others will ever experience. The future of the royal family is, in many ways, in their hands. In the years to come, Prince George may very well take on a much bigger role in the family, and Princess Charlotte and Prince Louis will eventually become part of the royal responsibilities as well. The palace is changing, and the roles that have always been held by older members of the family are now slowly being passed down to the younger generation. This moment is significant because it's more than just a shift in leadership. It's the beginning of a new era for the royal family. The roles are shifting, the traditions are evolving, and while this process is undoubtedly difficult, it's also an exciting new chapter for the monarchy. The palace as we know it is changing. The faces we're used to seeing, King Charles, Queen Camilla, and others, are still very much part of the royal family. But as Prince William steps into the spotlight and takes on more duties, the younger generation is preparing to take on their roles in the future. It's not just a moment of sadness, but also one of renewal and growth. As the royal family moves forward, they'll be closely watched by millions around the world. Their actions, their decisions, and their relationships will all be carefully scrutinized. But one thing is for sure, the monarchy is not fading away. It's simply transitioning into a new phase, one that reflects the changing times and the fresh perspectives of the younger royals. With this new era beginning, there's a sense of excitement about what the future holds for the royal family. The traditions of the past will continue to be honored, but with a renewed focus on the younger generation and the new faces who will lead the monarchy into the future. Is Prince William ready to be king? The question on everyone's mind right now is simple yet incredibly important. Is Prince William ready to be king? For years, Prince William has been a beloved figure around the world. People admire him, they like him, and they trust him. From his youthful charm to his growing sense of responsibility, William has earned the affection of millions. He's modern, approachable, and kind. The type of royal who shows that he cares not just about the title, but about the people he serves. Many also see him as a devoted husband and father, always putting his family first. He seems to embody all the right qualities of a future monarch. But being a king is much more than being popular or well-liked. It's an entirely different kind of responsibility, one that no one can fully prepare for until they are thrust into the role. Being king means wearing a crown that's not just heavy in weight, but in meaning. It's about carrying centuries of tradition on your shoulders. It's about making decisions that impact not just your family, but an entire nation, and even the world. Every action, every word, and every choice has to be made with great care and often in the public eye. So is Prince William truly ready for all of this? Many royal experts say yes, and they have good reasons to believe that he is. For starters, Prince William has been quietly training for this role for years. He hasn't just been sitting back and waiting for the crown to fall into his lap. He's been watching, learning, and preparing in every way possible. From a young age, he was taught to understand the responsibilities of being a royal. He watched his father, King Charles, carefully, paying attention to how his father handled difficult situations, how he spoke with dignity, and how he led the country. Perhaps just as importantly, he observed how Queen Elizabeth, his grandmother, led with strength, compassion, and grace. Prince William's training has been a slow and steady process. He didn't rush into it. He took small steps, and, over time, those small steps have led him to where he is now. He didn't just wake up one day and decide to be ready for the throne. He's been learning every step of the way. And now those small steps are becoming giant ones. One of the key qualities that make Prince William a strong contender for the throne is his ability to listen. As king, William will need to make decisions that affect millions of lives. But more than that, he'll need to understand the concerns, needs, and hopes of those he serves. Through it all, Social media buzzes with praise for Princess Kate's elegance, compassion, and thoughtful fashion choices, solidifying her position as one of the most closely followed royals in the world. What truly sets Kate apart is her ability to modernize the monarchy while honoring its traditions. She effortlessly balances regal sophistication with down-to-earth charm that makes her relatable. As she continues strengthening her role within the royal family alongside William's rise in responsibility, her influence grows further, positioning her as a defining figure in shaping British monarchy's future. Meanwhile, Queen Camilla's journey within royalty remains complex, despite her coronation as Queen Consort. May 6, 2023. Challenges persist regarding public approval, despite her steady contributions behind the scenes during King Charles's health struggles, a testament showcasing resilience amidst transitions defining this era within Britain's royal history. The coronation will take place at Westminster Abbey in London. Unlike other members of the royal family, whose acceptance was almost immediate, Camilla has had to navigate a far more complicated path. Her relationship with Charles, which began long before his marriage to Diana, has always been a point of contention for many. Camilla represents a chapter of the royal family's history that's fraught with controversy and heartbreak. In contrast, Kate Middleton's rise to prominence has been met with overwhelming public support. Her ability to connect with people, coupled with her modern approach to royal duties, has made her a favorite among royal watchers. This stark difference in public perception has undoubtedly created tension within the palace walls. As Camilla strives to carve out her place in the monarchy, she finds herself constantly compared to Kate, a figure who embodies the qualities the public has come to love and expect from their royals. Queen Camilla has worked tirelessly to reshape her public image, but the weight of history continues to loom large. Public opinion of her remains heavily influenced by past events, particularly her well-documented relationship with King Charles during his marriage to Princess Diana. For many, Camilla is still seen as the other woman. Once known as the other woman, Camilla is now the Queen, a label that has proven nearly impossible to shake even decades later. Diana's popularity was unmatched, and her tragic passing in 1997 only solidified her as an irreplaceable figure in the hearts of the British public. This has made Camilla's transition into the royal family an uphill battle. Despite her efforts to carve out a meaningful role, she has never fully escaped the shadow of Diana's legacy. Camilla has dedicated herself to various charitable causes, including advocacy for domestic abuse survivors, literacy programs, and osteoporosis awareness. While many acknowledge her contributions, others remain unwilling to move past her controversial history. Old tabloid headlines from the 1990s and early 2000s still haunt her, reinforcing the idea that she is one of the most polarizing figures in the monarchy. Unlike other royals who have successfully evolved their public image over time, Camilla's remains closely tied to the scandals of the past. This has created a stark contrast between her and the rising star of the royal family, Kate Middleton. While Camilla struggles to win over the public, Princess Kate's rise in popularity has been nothing short of extraordinary. Since marrying Prince William in 2011, she has consistently proven herself to be a dedicated and influential member of the royal family. Her elegance, warmth, and commitment to charitable work have won her admiration from people of all ages. Kate's ability to connect with the public sets her apart. Whether she's interacting with children at hospitals, supporting mental health initiatives, or engaging in discussions about early childhood development, she exudes a natural grace that resonates with people. Her down-to-earth attitude has drawn comparisons to two of the most respected women in royal history, Princess Diana and Queen Elizabeth II. Kate's growing influence has sparked speculation about tension within the royal household. While Camilla holds the title of Queen Consort, many royal observers believe that Kate's popularity and strong public presence have started to overshadow her. Some insiders suggest that Camilla, despite her official role, may feel threatened by the way Kate seamlessly steps into the position of the monarchy's future. Unlike Camilla, who still works to solidify her place in the royal family, Kate's position feels increasingly secure. With every public appearance, she reinforces her role as a future queen who can modernize the institution while staying true to its traditions. Young people in particular see her as a relatable figure who understands the changing world. The legacy of Queen Elizabeth II, a shadow and a guide. The legacy of Queen Elizabeth II casts a long shadow over the current monarchy. The late Queen, who passed away on September 8, 2022, was a symbol of strength, resilience, and unwavering dedication to duty. Her ability to uphold tradition while embracing change made her one of the most admired figures in modern history. Now, many see Kate as the natural heir to those qualities. She embodies a modern yet dignified vision of the monarchy, making her a pivotal figure in ensuring its continued relevance. Kate's growing influence has only heightened comparisons to Queen Elizabeth II. Since Queen Elizabeth II's passing on September 8, 2022, Princess Kate has taken on an increasingly prominent role within the royal family. No longer just a supportive figure by Prince William's side, she has stepped into the spotlight, actively shaping the monarchy's future. With each public appearance, Kate demonstrates a natural ability to connect with people from all walks of life, earning admiration for her grace, warmth, and unwavering dedication to duty. Her expanding responsibilities make it clear that she is not merely following tradition. She is redefining what it means to be a modern royal. Over the past few years, Kate has led numerous charitable initiatives championing causes that resonate deeply with the British public, from mental health awareness to early childhood development. Her work reflects a compassionate and forward-thinking approach to monarchy. Young people in particular have responded positively to her hands-on involvement in social causes, seeing her as an approachable and relatable royal figure. Her ability to balance these demanding responsibilities with her role as a mother to Prince George, Princess Charlotte, and Prince Louis has only strengthened her popularity. Many see her as the future of the monarchy, a steady and reassuring presence in a time of change. Part 13, Shifting Dynamics. Tensions behind palace doors. As Kate's influence grows, her presence within the royal family has subtly shifted the dynamics at the palace. While King Charles has fully embraced Camilla as his queen, not all relationships within the family have been as seamless. Tensions between Camilla and certain members of the royal household remain noticeable, particularly in her interactions with Prince William and Princess Kate. Though William has publicly supported Camilla, Kate appears more reserved in her approach. Observers have noted that while she remains respectful, her demeanor toward Camilla lacks the warmth and familiarity seen in her other royal interactions. This distance has led to speculation about an underlying strain in their relationship. Some royal insiders believe the lingering presence of Princess Diana's legacy plays a significant role. Diana remains one of the most beloved figures in modern royal history, and for many, Kate embodies the qualities that made her so adored: grace, empathy, and a deep connection with the public. Some have even suggested that Kate is viewed as the true successor to Diana's role within the monarchy. Her son's longtime girlfriend, Kate Middleton, is reportedly being groomed to follow in the late princess's footsteps to royalty, further complicating her dynamic with Camilla. Part 14. Camilla's Rise and the Shadow of Diana, Camilla's Rise to Queen. Consort has undoubtedly revived old wounds, especially for those who still hold Diana's memory close. While the monarchy has officially moved forward, the public's perception of Camilla remains deeply influenced by the past. For many, she is a reminder of a tumultuous chapter in royal history, one that continues to stir emotions decades later. Despite her efforts to establish herself as a dedicated and compassionate royal, Camilla's relationship with Kate and William remains a delicate balancing act. The contrast between Camilla's struggle for acceptance and Kate's effortless popularity highlights the complexities of their roles within the family. A shifting balance of power. The contrast between Camilla's ongoing struggle for acceptance and Kate's rising influence is stark. While Camilla continues her efforts to win over the public, Kate's popularity only grows stronger. This dynamic raises intriguing questions about the balance of power within the monarchy and how it will evolve in the years to come. What does Camilla's struggle for acceptance mean for the monarchy's future? Can she ever match Kate's rising influence? And how will this tension shape the royal family's path forward? Behind palace walls. Behind the polished facade of the royal family, a quiet but palpable tension simmers. As Princess Kate's prominence continues to rise, many are beginning to wonder if Queen Camilla is feeling the pressure of her daughter-in-law's growing influence. While there's no overt conflict, Insiders suggest that Camilla may be quietly working to maintain her position and authority within the monarchy. Camilla, who has spent years establishing herself as an essential part of the royal family, has worked tirelessly to reshape her public image since marrying King Charles in 2005. Once met with resistance due to her history with Charles and the enduring legacy of Princess Diana, she has managed to carve out a place for herself. However, her influence is now being tested as Kate's popularity soars to new heights. Kate, the Princess of Wales, has become one of the monarchy's most beloved figures. Her ability to connect with people from all walks of life, coupled with her modern approach to royal duties, has solidified her as a key player in the future of the institution. From championing mental health awareness to spearheading charitable projects, she has won over not just the British public but admirers worldwide. Her natural charisma, combined with her dedication to her family and royal responsibilities, has only strengthened public perception of her as an ideal future queen. Camilla's strategy. This shift in public favor has reportedly not gone unnoticed by Camilla. Some royal watchers believe that she may be looking for ways to reinforce her own relevance. One strategy could be increasing her public appearances, ensuring that she remains visible and active in monarchy affairs. By aligning herself with significant causes and strengthening her presence at high-profile events, she could remind the public of her importance. Another possible approach for Camilla would be deepening her relationships within the royal family, particularly with King Charles. Strengthening their partnership and demonstrating a united front could help her maintain her position as a central figure in the monarchy. Some insiders have even speculated that Camilla might be subtly working behind closed doors to secure her place, ensuring that her influence remains intact despite Kate's growing prominence. Rumors have begun circulating within the palace that King Charles himself may have taken notice of these shifting dynamics. Some sources suggest that he has privately addressed this situation, possibly urging Camilla to adapt to this changing tide. While these whispers remain unconfirmed, one thing is clear: Kate's influence is undeniable, and Camilla's role in the royal family is facing a challenge. As the public's admiration for Kate continues to grow, many are left wondering, will Camilla find a way to compete? Or will she quietly step back as the Princess of Wales cements her place as the monarchy's future? King Charles has spent his entire life preparing to be king, but nothing could have prepared him for the personal and emotional challenges that now threaten to disrupt the monarchy from within. As he navigates the responsibilities of his reign, he also finds himself caught in a growing tension, one between his wife, Queen Camilla, and his daughter-in-law, Princess Kate Middleton. Camilla's reported jealousy over Kate's soaring popularity has become an open secret, and Charles is left walking a tightrope, trying to keep the peace while realizing, perhaps too late, the true weight of Princess Diana's legacy. Kate's rise as the new face of the British monarchy has been nothing short of extraordinary. Her effortless grace, commitment to charitable causes, and natural ability to connect with the public have made her one of the most beloved royals of modern times. With each public engagement, her influence only grows stronger, drawing comparisons to Diana, the very woman whose legacy has haunted Charles for decades. To many, Kate embodies the same warmth and relatability that made Diana a global icon, and the public's adoration for her mirrors the way they once revered the late princess. Camilla, on the other hand, has spent years fighting for acceptance. Her journey from being one of the most controversial figures in royal history to queen consort has been long and difficult. For decades, she endured the scorn of the public, who blamed her for the breakdown of Charles and Diana's marriage. And just when she believed she had secured her place, Kate's rising star began to cast a shadow over her reign. Insiders suggest that Camilla has grown increasingly wary of the younger royal, perhaps even resentful of the way Kate seems to effortlessly command admiration, something Camilla had to fight for. The unspoken question remains: will tensions boil over? As the dynamics within the royal family continue to shift, the question on everyone's mind is, what happens next? Will Camilla find a way to assert her relevance in the face of Kate's growing influence? Or will she quietly step back? And how will King Charles navigate this delicate balancing act? The monarchy has always been a blend of tradition and change, but the current tensions highlight the challenges of adapting to a modern world. With Kate's star on the rise and Camilla's position under scrutiny, the future of the royal family hangs in the balance. King Charles finds himself in an unenviable position, caught between two powerful women whose roles and influence are shaping the future of the monarchy. He sees the friction between Camilla and Kate but knows he cannot afford to let it spiral out of control. Public perception is everything, and the last thing the monarchy needs is an internal divide that could tarnish its already fragile image. Behind closed doors, Charles reportedly tries to reassure Camilla, reminding her of the years they spent building their life together. But deep down, does he ever wonder how different things would be if Diana were still alive? It's a question that likely lingers in the back of his mind, especially as he watches Kate step into a role Diana once occupied with such effortless brilliance. Charles was once criticized for failing to appreciate the power and charm of his first wife, dismissing the very qualities that made her adored by millions. Now, as he sees the same magic reflected in Kate, is there a sense of regret? A realization that he lost someone truly irreplaceable? To manage this tension, Charles has taken a careful approach. He continues to publicly support Kate, recognizing that her influence is vital to the monarchy's survival in a modern world. Yet he also seeks to keep Camilla reassured, ensuring she does not feel sidelined. He encourages joint appearances, carefully orchestrating moments where both women appear united. But those close to the palace suggest that beneath this polished facade, strain remains. Charles's strategy also includes subtle shifts in royal responsibilities. Kate has been given more prominent engagements, solidifying her as a key figure in the future of the monarchy. She now represents the royal family on the world stage, standing side by side with world leaders and attending major state events. While this move strengthens the monarchy's appeal, it also risks further alienating Camilla, who may feel her role is being diminished. Adding to this complexity is how each woman is perceived by the public. Kate is seen as a modern royal, someone who understands the importance of being relatable and approachable. Camilla, on the other hand, is still viewed by many as a remnant of the past. Even though she is queen consort, she does not command the same level of admiration or devotion that Kate does. Charles has remained steadfast in his love and support for Camilla, but cannot ignore that Kate represents the future in a way Camilla never will. Privately, Charles is said to be grappling with an internal battle of his own. He has spent decades defending Camilla, standing by her side through years of controversy. Yet as he watches Kate take on responsibilities Diana once held so effortlessly, is he haunted by regrets? Does he recognize that Diana's qualities are now indispensable through Kate? Perhaps this is why Charles has been so careful in handling this situation. He knows that stability is crucial for an institution like monarchy, and any sign of division could weaken its foundation. He must find a way to reassure Camilla without stifling Kate's influence, a challenge becoming increasingly difficult as Kate continues winning hearts. The breaking point. A looming crisis for now, Charles walks a fine line, trying to maintain harmony while ensuring monarchy's strength remains intact. But how long can this balancing act last? As tensions simmer beneath surface dynamics between rising star princess versus queen consort struggling relevance,